Hello, YouTubers. The new Time Travel Jaime 88. I'm back with another Doctor Who DVD review. And yes, we're still celebrating Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. Tonight, we're doing another Doctor Who DVD review, the one I forgot to show during Tom Baker's month. So, I'm going to review Doctor Who, The Invisible Enemy, along with K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. Yes, this is a wonderful story. I really love it. It is fantastic. And K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend, it's a good story. This four-part adventure for Invisible Enemy originally transmitted on October 1st to the 22nd, 1977. And this is the first appearances of John Leeson as K9. In this story, the space travelers are possessed by a strange virus on the outer reach space of the solar system with the ship on autopilot. However, the station manager, Laurel, is able to send out a distress call. The Doctor and Leah travel through the TARDIS. They receive a distress call and go investigate. However, the infection of the virus is passed by the Doctor, but he is unaffected on the moment. So, the infection is chosen due to his incredible powers as a Time Lord to be the host of the nucleus of the swarm. Leah is unable to infect it. The nucleus declares her rejection and orders that she'll be killed. The Doctor managed to break free from his infections and tells Leela to get the TARDIS to the nearest medical center. Although the Doctor and Leah don't know this. So, the TARDIS materializes at the medical station, and the Doctor's doctor, Professor Marlis, introduced the group to K9, a robotic dog he made to replace the real dog that he'd lead to Earth. The Professor Marlis is baffled as to how to treat the Doctor's strange infection. Meanwhile, Law has been infecting the staff of the hospital. Leah and Doctor decide on the last-ditch strategy. The last ditch. They created clones of themselves, where they only survive for 10 minutes due to the problem with the technique. The clones will strike down and insert into the Doctor. There, it will destroy the nucleus and escape through the tear nut. In the meantime, Leela and K9 fight off the staff of the hospital. The infection. After a hazardous voyage through his mind, the Doctor's clone and Leah are separated and the Doctor's clone reach the nucleus. He has no weapon in which to destroy it. It learns that it can escape the route of the Doctor's clone, since the Doctor threw of it. Professor Mars faithfully retrieves something from the tear duct and expands it to a human size. It turned out to be the nucleus. The Doctor is cured of the infection. The nucleus and the infected staff leave for the Titan base. The Doctor realizes he is cured since Leah's clone introduced into his bloodstream her human immunity factor. He replicates and gave to Professor Mars. The Doctor and Leah K9 proceed to the Titan base into the TARDIS. They just barely manage to fight off the infected human, but are again without significant weapons to destroy the nucleus. The Doctor managed to jam the doors. They are behind a rig to gun a fire to a cloud of oxygen gas. He released and escaped as intended. When the swarm finally forced open the door, the blast fire ignited the oxygen in Titan's methane atmosphere and destroying the swarm and the blaze. When they return to the hospital, they thank Professor Morris for use of K9, who is ally to his system. So the professor offered K9 to the Doctor as he do return to Earth, and the Doctor Leela leave with their new companion into the TARDIS. So, this is a remarkable story, and I really love The Invisible Enemy. It's a good story, and I give this story 5 out of 5. Okay, folks. Now, let's move on to the story Canine and Company, a girl's best friend. And yes, this is a good program. I love it. So, this single pilot episode was aired on December 28th, 1981. Unfortunately, the pilot was never picked up due to political problems with the story. So, in this story, Sarah Jane Smith and visit her Aunt Lavinia, who is occasionally never mentioned seen, arrives at her aunt's house. She has left for an early lecture tour in America Christmas. However, they discover a large crate has been waiting for Sarah for a number of years, and they discovered a canine upon the activation and tells Sarah it's a gift from the doctor. However, Sarah's new pet in town, Sarah discovered that Lavinia has become disliked by some because of her blood letters to the local newspaper about the growing practice of witchcraft. Brandon is attacked while using canine to analyze the link of tidal soil samples in Lavinia's garden. He attacks George Tracy and his son Peter are tied to the local coven. Unfortunately, both attackers fled before Brandon can get a look at them. Says Tracy is actually Lavinia's gardener. He is naturally called in the next morning to investigate the danger of the scuffle with Brandon calls the gardener after Brandon attempts to brag about the pH balance of soil. Later that night, he sent his son out to kidnap the sleeping Brandon from his house. This time, they had Brandon's attacker success, stealing him under Sarah, who's elsewhere in the house, reading the local of practicing of witchcraft. Sarah is increasingly suspicious of Tracy, believing would opportunity to commit a crime. She therefore finds the way to hide Canine in Tracy's house. Canine quietly monitors the household until eventually listens on a conversation that implies Tracy as a member of the coven. He also discovered that Tracy intends to kill Brandon at the Athelrudel murder. Sarah is able to retrieve Canine, who alerts his new mistress of the pending crime. However, she has no enlisted aid of the local police or anyone else in town because she can't sustain her claim. The encounter's Canine is actually realize she and Canine are officially on their own. She's trying to figure out how to stop the sacrifice. Using Lavinia's book on witchcraft, she and Canine deduce must occur at midnight. However, at the last few minutes before midnight ticks away, finally there is an abandoned chapel on Lavinia's property. Rushing home, Canine and Sarah are brutally upset at the missing something right under their nose. They are just in time for Canine use his blaster to stop the coven. The priest and the priestess are plunged at the knife into Brandon's chase. Now stunned, the group ringleaders are apprehended by the police. So, as the criminal was taken into custody, finally able to celebrate Christmas, where Sarah receives a call from her aunt and she's surprised that she is worried about her. She left the instructions for a business partner to send Sarah a cable to turn out to be a high priest. Meanwhile, K9 tried to connect with the human holiday his own way, teaching himself to sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." Okay, K9 and Company, Girl's Best Friend, is a very good spin-off, and the incidental music is alright. It's a good story. K9 and Company gives 5 out of 5. Let's take a look at the DVD cover. Here's the Doctor, Leah, and K9 on this cloud of like a monstrous nucleus. The Tom Baker years 1974 to 1981. It's a 2 DVD set. Here's the old BBC logo. Here's the spine with 2 Entertain logo and the back. Here's the production still for this picture, and here's the picture of Sarah Jane for K9 and Company. On the commentary 1, we have audio commentary by actors Louise Jameson and John Leeson. Visual effects designer Matt Irvine, co-writer Bob Baker. Dreams and Fantasy, studio sweepings, visual effect, Blue Peter, CGI effect, and Easter egg. For commentary 2 on K9 and Company with actors Elizabeth Sladen, John Leeson, Linda Poland, and script editor Eric Solworth. The K9 File, K9, A Dog's Tale, Pebble Meal at 1, Trails and Continuity, and Photo Gallery. Here's the DVD of The Invisible Enemy on disc 1 and disc 2, K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend was rebroadcast on BBC Two on December 25th, 1982. Sadly, the series was never picked up by BBC, and K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend was aired on PBS as occasionally as Pledge Night. Well, that's it. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.